Welcome. Welcome back, everyone. We have just seen some impressive new NATO capabilities, which will help our alliance tackle some of the biggest challenges. Now, let me also highlight some of the other important initiatives our allies and industry are undertaking to ensure we have the capabilities we need for our security. Up front, I want to make clear that our ability to deliver on many of the initiatives we are announcing today begins with how NATO engages with our industry. We want it to be simpler and faster. We cannot defend ourselves without you. That is why today we are launching the NATO front door for industry. This is a new platform to make sure industry is aware of opportunities and to streamline their engagement with the alliance. The door is now open. This front door is your single point to access everything, from procurement opportunities to innovation events. I encourage you all to visit, engage with us through this platform, test it, and also provide feedback. We are going to continually refine the platform in the coming month and aim to have it fully operational in 2027. I want you all to know that this is a new phase of NATO's relationship with industries. Now, I'm also very excited to announce a new initiative, the NATO engine. This is about transatlantic cooperation through industrial production. No single nation has the industrial capacity required to meet a large and growing demand, especially for some of the capabilities we need most, such as air defense and strike capabilities. To rebuild our arsenals and outproduce our competitors, we need to produce capabilities at scale and supercharge innovation. The NATO engine will support our most promising companies to scale cross-border production and collaboration on both sides of the Atlantic without huge investment. It will establish a network of factories and advanced manufacturing facilities with available capacity accessible to our defense industries and innovation ecosystems, matching spare capacity with those that want to produce fast, and we hope resulting in dramatically increased production. This will be the engine to spur on our production even further. Let's now move on to the next announcements. The very nature of the NATO alliance is cooperation across the Atlantic. So I am particularly pleased to announce major initiatives that our allies are undertaking together, not least on essential air defense and strike capabilities. We know these are crucial capabilities on the battlefield and vital to our shared security. And we know we need a lot more of them for our own defense as well as to support Ukraine. So first, several NATO allies are joining new multinational procurement coalitions. This really helps us get more of what we need across a range of capabilities, including naval and joint strike missiles and small diameter bombs. By aggregating demand and cohering procurement approaches, industrial capacity efforts and investments, allies can truly begin to close specific capability gaps. We are pleased to see a range of allies working notably with Kongsberg, Raytheon, Boeing, and RWM Italia on some of these initiatives. Second, I welcome that the United States and several of its leading defense companies, including Anduril, Boeing, General Dynamics, Land Systems, Lockheed Martin, and Raytheon, have agreed new industrial cooperation initiatives with major European players in the defense sector, like Diehl, PGZ, and Rheinmetall. This will allow us to produce or sustain key American capabilities, such as Abrams tanks, MRAMs, ATACMS, the Barracuda 500M, small diameter bombs and stingers here in Europe. I think this is big news and demonstration of NATO's signature transatlantic unity in delivering key capabilities for our joint security. We can do more when we do it together, and we must do more of it.
Thank you so much, Secretary General. Now, with respect to our announcement on industrial cooperation agreements with the United States, I would like to invite U.S. Undersecretary of War for Acquisition and Sustainment, Mike Duffy, to the stage. And I would like to invite the additional participating allied representatives of the industrial cooperation agreements to the stage. Belgium, Canada, Finland, Germany, the Netherlands, Poland, Norway, and Sweden. And on the industry side, I would also like to invite representatives from Anduril, Diehl, General Dynamics Land Systems, Lockheed Martin, PGZ, Raytheon, Rheinmetall, and the NATO Support and Procurement Agency. All right, I will invite all allied representatives to remain on the stage along with Raytheon. Other industry representatives may return to their seats. And I would now like to invite the additional participating allied representatives of our procurement coalitions to the stage. Denmark, Estonia, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Portugal, Romania, Spain, and the United Kingdom. And for industry, I would also like to invite representatives from Boeing and Kongsberg to the stage. Thank you so much. Allied representatives and industry may return to their seats. Secretary General, I would like to turn back to you to announce our new initiative on defense critical raw materials.
Because indeed, today we are launching a multinational project on defense critical raw materials. For our defense to remain ready and strong, we need our industrial base and our supply chains to be resilient and secure. This means we need a stable supply of materials and companies and components across critical sectors, regardless of potential shocks or disruptions. That's what this new project is all about. Several allies are committed to working together to acquire, store, transport and manage stockpiles of defense critical materials, components and recycled products. This project demonstrates allies' strong belief in a cooperative approach as the best way to increase security.
I would now like to invite the participating allied representatives of the Defense Critical Raw Materials Initiative to the stage. Belgium, Canada, Denmark, Finland, Greece, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Spain, Sweden, and Turkey. Thank you very much. Allies, you may return to your seats. And we will now introduce NATO's Drone Edge Initiative, and we have a video to play.
Drones have fundamentally altered, as we all know, the character of modern warfare. And they have become a decisive factor on the battlefield. This is clear from what we see in Ukraine, in the Middle East, and across the alliance. Allies themselves have seen repeated drone incursions. In response, NATO is rapidly expanding our ability to deploy and operate drones at scale. And at the same time, we are building robust counter-drone defenses to detect, identify, and neutralize drones. That's how we protect our 1 billion people against the full range of drone threats. And today, we are launching the NATO Drone Edge Initiative. Through this initiative, allies are investing over $40 billion in counter-drone capabilities over the next 5 years. And because the capabilities require that we have the right people to operate them, allies are also committing to train 5 times as many drone operators in their armed forces by the end of 2027. NATO will support allies in various ways to deliver on their commitments. We'll begin by launching a counter-drone marketplace. The aim here is to help procure counter-drone capabilities at scale and speed. NSPA is also here to make sure that the contracts are there, worth hundreds of millions of euros to procure surveillance drones for allies. And NATO is increasing its drone training capabilities, including through a project called NATO Flight Training Europe. Today, Finland, France and Sweden joined this project, bringing the total number of allies to 20, with 16 flight training centers across 8 allies. Together, we are building a drone-ready alliance. We are leveraging the latest innovative technologies, investing in our transatlantic defense industries, and learning real-world lessons from the battlefield in Ukraine. There's more to come this morning, so please stay tuned.
Indeed, there is more to come.
But first, applause for me and for all these announcements.
Thank you so much. There is indeed more to come. Thank you, Secretary General. And thank you all for your attention. The announcements will continue, and we will have NATO's Deputy Secretary General, Radmila Shekarinska, join us in just a moment to outline even more new initiatives that NATO, allies, and industry are undertaking in the areas of space and surveillance, strike capabilities, and integrated air and missile defense. So I'd like to invite Mark Sanders, NATO's Deputy Spokesperson, to introduce the next segment.
Thank you very much. We still have many more exciting announcements for you today, and we'll be continuing with the next hour or so with the same format you're now familiar with. For those of you participating in this segment, I will ask you to be ready to come to the stage when I call your country or company. We'll begin with new announcements in the field of space and surveillance after a short video. And now, to discuss NATO's efforts in this area, I would like to welcome to the stage the NATO Deputy Secretary General, Radmila Shekarinska. Deputy Secretary General, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, everyone. Before I start the big announcements, and this is the part you're all waiting for, let me share how honored and pleased I am to be here with you today. And also to see that our big defense industry forum takes form. We wanted to make this the biggest defense industry forum ever, and I'm pleased to say we succeeded. It's really quite a show. Our governments and our companies and the people working in them are contributing to making NATO's defenses stronger, to make our militaries more capable, and ultimately, our people safer. So this is why we are here today. So without further ado, let me jump right into it. And I will start with, of course, space and surveillance, for which we have already seen the video. Let me start by saying that space is no longer the distant frontier it once was. It is part of our critical infrastructure on which a large part of our economy depends, but also it is essential for our security. Our militaries could not function properly today without space-based capabilities. Space technology has become more affordable, and launch costs have significantly decreased. As a result, more countries are investing in their own satellite constellations. Let me mention 4 projects that will enhance our collective space capabilities. And the first one has to do with one of the biggest challenges in the space domain, and that is connectivity. Individual satellite constellations are highly vulnerable to targeted cyber attacks, to jamming or physical destruction, while also being too slow to relay large amounts of data on their own. So today, I am really pleased to announce that 8 allies are launching a project to explore the development of a mega constellation called HALO, opening a new chapter in allied space operations. So this new model will be particularly helpful for high-speed communications, intelligence and missile tracking, overcoming the cost, the time, and coverage limitations of single-nation satellite fleets. The second one is our NATO flagship initiative for space-based intelligence, which is called Alliance Persistent Surveillance from Space, APSS. It was launched 2 years ago at the Washington Summit, and today Spain will become the 19th country to join the initiative. Spain will contribute by boosting coastal surveillance through imagery from its Atlantic constellation satellites. Third is the recent investment by our host nation, Turkey. Following the success of its original IMECE Earth observation satellite, Turkey is announcing an ambitious plan for the development of 2 additional high-resolution satellites. They will be built here in Turkey by the TÜBİTAK Space Institute with a contract worth over $300 million. Turkey has also signed contracts with Aselsan for the development of low-orbit satellites and military communication systems, as well as the procurement and development of early warning radar systems within the scope of the Steel Dome National Integrated Air Defense Architecture. These contracts are worth in total over $350 million. And they will enhance Turkey's ability to remain connected on the battlefield and their detection and early warning capabilities. These initiatives will contribute to the already robust space and surveillance capabilities in the region. And the fourth one has to do with the fact that space activity demands resilient launch infrastructure. Several NATO allies and Indo-Pacific partners are working on the Starlift initiative to create a network of launch companies and spaceports that could be used, for instance, to launch a replacement satellite in case of an emergency. In addition, today, the German company Isar Aerospace will sign a $140 million contract with the Canadian Maritime Launch Services to secure the lease of a launch pad at the Space Launch Site in Nova Scotia. These partnerships will improve orbital launch readiness. And all the projects that I have mentioned, from Canada to Turkey, are excellent examples of transatlantic cooperation in action, something that we are seeing throughout today. So I return the floor now back to Mark.
Thank you, Deputy Secretary General. I would now like to invite to the stage the participating allied representatives of the HALO High Visibility Project. Denmark, Canada, Finland, Germany, Norway, the Netherlands, Sweden, and Turkey. Thank you. I would invite the representatives of Canada and Turkey to remain on stage. The other allied representatives may return to their seats. I would now like to invite industry representatives from ISAR Aerospace and Maritime Launch Services, Aselsan and Tubitak. Thank you. You may return to your seats. We will now move on to new announcements reinforcing alliance strike capabilities.
Having sufficient strike capabilities, as Mark mentioned, is essential for NATO to maintain our deterrence and defense posture. Allies are working on a number of multinational initiatives to develop cost-effective and innovative solutions to meet existing, but also future operational requirements. And we have to do that faster. So one such initiative is the ground-based precision strike project, where 6 allies have come together to develop and deliver low-cost cruise and ballistic missiles at scale. Another initiative includes the development of a prototype for a generic NATO 155mm munition, which is complemented by new NSPA contract to procure even more of this important caliber. Our host nation, Turkey, has also committed to procuring a significant number of Atmaka land-based long-range cruise missiles. Altogether, these initiatives are worth approximately $1.6 billion. The war against Ukraine has shown us how much modern conflict demands these type of strike capabilities and how quickly stocks get depleted in high-intensity warfare. So this speaks of the urgency of this buildup. These initiatives will help ensure that our production of these essential capabilities is ramped up in really significant manner, and that our militaries have what it takes to keep us safe.
Thank you, Deputy Secretary General. I now invite the participating allied representatives of the ground-based precision strike capabilities high visibility project to the stage. Denmark, France, Italy, Norway, Turkey, and the United Kingdom. Thank you. I invite Denmark, Norway, and Turkey to remain on the stage. I now invite the additional participating allied representatives of the generic NATO indirect fire round high visibility project to the stage. Canada, Czechia, Finland, Greece, Slovakia, and Sweden. Thank you very much. I would invite Turkey to remain on the stage. The other representatives may now return to their seats. I now invite the industry representative from Rocketstan to come to the stage. Thank you very much. You may now return to your seats. We will now move on to new announcements reinforcing NATO's integrated air and missile defense.
Finally, we turn to integrated air and missile defense. NATO's integrated air and missile defense is our first line of defense. And we have witnessed in the course of the last months repeated airspace violations by Russian drones and Russian aircraft. And NATO has successfully intercepted ballistic missiles launched from Iran against our ally Turkey. So the bottom line is, in order to keep all of us safe, we need more of these capabilities. We need many more. We need interceptors, sensors, command and control capabilities. And to do this faster and better, integrating the newest technologies into the capabilities, we must do them together by pooling all our resources. This is what allies are doing. This is what we are seeing here today. On the screen, you will see the scope and value of these initiatives. These include multinational efforts to enhance our air defense capabilities against lower-level air threats and to acquire passive air surveillance capabilities, allowing us to rapidly procure off-the-shelf solutions that we know work well. We are taking concrete steps to modernize also our command and control systems and adding more capabilities for ballistic missile defense. The NATO Support and Procurement Agency has acquired a large number of Patriot PAC-2 missiles in the last 3 years, and it is in the process of acquiring more in the near future. We also see allies doing more together. The Netherlands and Belgium are signing a memorandum of understanding for initiating joint procurement of several essential air defense systems. And Turkey is investing deeply in its remarkable defense industry for the production of a range of air defense systems. Our companies themselves are also stepping up to deliver on demand. Rheinmetall Italia is announcing investments which will enable it to double the production capacity. And it will be done in a production plant in Rome that works on air defense capabilities and ammunition. All of these announcements are impressive. All of them are crucial, and all of them are urgent. And this is all necessary to keep our skies safe and to keep our deterrence and defense credible.
Thank you, Deputy Secretary General. I now invite the participating allied representatives of the High Visibility Project on Air Defence Capabilities against Lower-Level Air Threats to the stage. Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Greece, Romania, Sweden, and Turkey. Please remain on the stage as I now invite the additional participating allied representatives of the Passive Air Surveillance Capabilities High Visibility Project to the stage. Norway, please. Thank you. I would like to invite Belgium and Turkey to remain on the stage. The other representatives may return to their seats. For the new joint procurement initiative of the Netherlands and Belgium and the Turkish investments in IAMD, highlighted by the DSG, I would now like to invite allied representatives from the Netherlands and Turkey to join Belgium on the stage, as well as industry representatives from Aselsan and Roketsan. Thank you very much. You may return to your seats. Deputy Secretary General.
So today we demonstrated our commitment to really turn cash into capabilities. Allies are putting the extra defense spending at work. We have done this through an impressive range of announcements and contracts for delivering capabilities across a wide set of really critical areas. Now it is time to, in a way, seal the deals by putting pen to paper. For this, I would like to invite all contributing allies to come on stage and sign on the dotted line. And at the same time, we will acknowledge the indispensable role of our partners in industry and the NATO agencies for delivering real-world solutions in response to these commitments. And this will really be the first step for turning what we articulated over the course of today into reality. So please join me at the stage.
I now invite all allies signing one of the initiatives highlighted today to come to the stage. You will find your flag at your seat, as well as the documents you have agreed to sign today. So to the stage, please. Belgium, Canada, Croatia, Czechia, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Spain, Sweden, Turkey, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Thank you all. You may now sign the documents in front of you. Thank you all. I now invite our signatories to the stairs, together with the NATO's Deputy Secretary General at the center of the stage for a group photo, please. I also now invite all of the companies who are contributing to the initiatives highlighted today to the stairs to join this photograph. Accenture, Airbus, Anduril, Aselsan, Athea SAS, Boeing, Diehl, General Dynamics Land Systems, Isar Aerospace, Kongsberg, Lockheed Martin, MLS, Northrop Grumman, Palantir Technologies, Patria, PJZ, Raytheon, Rheinmetall, Roketsan, Saab, Shield AI, STM, Tubitak, as well as the general managers of the NATO Support and Procurement Agency and the NATO Communications and Information Agency. To the stage, please. Thank you all for being here today and for following us online. This concludes this segment of our announcements ceremony, and thank you to the Deputy Secretary General.